Hello my beautiful peeps, it's Natasha coming at you with another video. This and the mommy video is going to be 5 newbie tips on how to survive a newborn or parenting. How to get through that rough patch where you're trying to figure everything out and you feel like you don't know what's going on and you're exhausted and you just don't know how to deal. So these tips and tricks will hopefully help you get through that phase. So number 1, definitely, and I think it's one of the most important ones out of the group of tips and tricks, is communication. I think communication is the key to a lot of things, but definitely when you are feeling overwhelmed or burnt out or tired out or feel like you don't know what you're doing, or feeling like it's harder than it should be, or maybe feeling like you need some more support from your partner, maybe you feel like you need more support from family members and friends, you need to vocalize that. You need to communicate how you're feeling so that way they know. People might think that you have it all together and that you are Superman or Superwoman and that you don't need their help, or might not want to step on your toes so they don't want to offer help. Whatever the case may be, you need to be able to communicate your feelings and what you need to succeed in order for anyone else to know it. So don't feel like a horrible person. Don't feel like you should know everything right away. You shouldn't. It's a learning curve. And babies do not come with an instruction manual. So it's definitely a learn as you go type of situation, especially with number 1. And even with number 2, 3, 4, 5, however many children you have, every child's different. And you have to learn kind of all over again with that new baby. So definitely communicate your feelings, talk to your friends, your family members, talk to your partner. If you feel like you're not getting the support from your partner, or it's, lopsided, talk to them, because they maybe need to communicate how they're feeling as well. A lot of times in situations with new parents, first-time parents, one partner can be feeling maybe left out because all the attention that used to be on them is now on the baby. And that's okay to feel that way too. It was just the 2 of you for the longest time, and now there's 3 of you, and that one little person needs a lot of attention all of the time. So communicate that. And if you feel like you need support from someone else, or you need them to do a night feeding, or whatever you need to communicate that with them, or else they're never going to know that that's how you're feeling. Number 2 is get out. When you are feeling overwhelmed and kind of like claustrophobic, or you feel like stir crazy, or whatever the case may be, get out of the house, even for a short little walk. Put the baby in a stroller or a buggy or a carrier. Even if it's just for a little walk around the block, getting out and getting some fresh air, or going for a visit, even if it's a short visit. Getting your baby out in the world adjusts them to so much more. I find, getting your babies out and accustomed to new people and new situations and new noises and sounds and restaurants and all that kind of thing makes it a lot easier down the road when you're dealing with a toddler who is now accustomed to being out and about, as opposed to being in a new environment and being overwhelmed and wanting to explore and everything and take everything in and being all over the place. So getting out with your baby from the very beginning will help you down the road, for sure. And it's going to make you feel so much better. Getting fresh air, getting out and talking to people, getting out and just feel like you're doing things that you did prior to giving birth to a baby. Or having your partner give birth to a baby. It's world changing, for sure. Number 3 is take care of you. I know personally it is so easy to take care of everybody else and forget that you need to eat, or make sure you sleep enough, or take time to pamper you. Yes, you have a lot to take care of. Yes, you have a lot that you're responsible for, but something that you're also responsible for is your well-being, your sanity, your health. And if you're not healthy and happy, then no one else around you is going to be. You need to be in a good place emotionally and physically in order to be able to take care of that precious little baby. So make sure you take care of yourself. If that's, you know, enrolling in a yoga class once a week so you get out of the house by yourself and do something physically for yourself. If that's pampering yourself occasionally by splurging on cosmetics or pampering skincare products, or going out for girls' nights or date nights, or whatever it is that makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself, make sure you're eating right. There's so many days where I you know, would make sure I'm feeding the babies really well, making sure I'm feeding the kids well, make sure that they're being very conscious about them getting all the nutrients and everything that they need in their day, and are they drinking enough, and you know, all those things. And then realizing, oh my god, I'm starving, and it's because it's 3 o'clock and all I've had is coffee today. So make sure you're taking time for yourself. If you're making something for your children, either make extra for yourself, or make sure you have really healthy snacks in the house, so that way you can kind of munch while you're doing other things. Number 4 is to remember your relationships, and I'm talking about your partner, but also your other family members and your friends. It can be very easy to get sucked into your new little perfect world, and they are adorable and they're special, and you made them and you've been waiting for so long to be with them. So trust me, it's very easy to get sucked in that world, but remembering your relationships and communicating and spending time with your other family members, letting them into that perfect little magical little world that you now have, will make everything else so much easier as well. And remembering your partner is definitely a big one. I know, from my personal experience, I breastfed both of my babies, and they were both very demanding babies as far as being nursed. Like, they wanted to eat all the time. They always wanted to be on me, with me all the time. And sometimes when they're like that, I mean, you love cuddling them, you love being with them all the time, but sometimes when there's someone on you all the time and needing you, and you kind of feel like you need to like have your space and you don't want anyone else touching you, or like, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's okay to feel like you need your own space sometimes, and that's why taking care of yourself is so important. But you also have to remember your partner was your sole focus for so long, or, you know, the biggest part of your world for so long, and now they're sharing that attention. Just like adding a second or third child, you're now splitting that attention. You don't love them any less, but you're now splitting that attention with someone else, someone new. So making sure you're taking time with your partner, you're having that communication, you're spending time, you're going out together, or going out as a family, and taking time once the baby's old enough and you feel comfortable enough to get a babysitter, or leave them with grandma and grandpa, or a sister or a friend. Get out, even if it's for an hour or two, with just your partner, and try to talk about things other than the baby. Try. It's going to be hard, but give it a try. Number 5 can be difficult because there's so much information out there. But number 5 is, don't believe everything you read on the internet. If I believed everything I read on the internet, my babies would have, I don't know, it's like, you know, your baby gets a rash and you want to figure out what it is. So, and for me, it's more that I want to know how to be able to treat it on my own, and I also don't want to have to bring my baby to the doctor every 2 minutes. So if you are going to research the information, make sure you're researching it, or you're getting information from a credible source, and also kind of get maybe multiple sources so you can see if the information lines up. And always, if you're unsure, definitely contact your doctor. But don't believe, like, sometimes you'll see like a rash and then it'll be like your baby has got this like crazy flesh eating bacteria and you need to get to the hospital, when really it's like a heat rash, or they've been drooling too much and their skin's irritated, or it could be a food allergy. Whatever the case may be, definitely you can educate yourself and try to read up on things, but be conscious of where you're getting that information from, and always trust your gut. If you seriously feel like there's something wrong with your baby, regardless of what the internet says, call your doctor or take them in. I mean, you're gonna learn as you go about what's normal and what's not, and what sounds and expressions are normal, and there's so much, so many things. that you'll get there, and eventually it'll be like, it's nothing. But in the first little bit, you want to know if everything's normal, and that is absolutely normal to want to know that. So just be careful and trust your gut. If you feel like something's not right, or you feel like your baby is acting totally normal and okay, and it is probably nothing, then it is probably nothing. But pay attention to your baby's habits, get into rhythm with your baby, and you are going to be perfect. So I hope these quick 5 tips or tricks help you out. If you have any questions or comments or recommendations, please leave them in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can be in the know for all my new videos. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, and don't forget to check out The Good, The Bad, and themommy.com for all my blogging goodness. I am on Instagram, I am on Pinterest, I am on Facebook, Twitter, @andthemommy. Check those out, and I hope you have